Hello guys, welcome to the class for orals. Today we are discussing what are the fixed CO2 firefighting system maintenance and inspection as per the DG shipping. Please find the DG shipping circular link in the description down below because the video is going to be from this PDF. Here we can see the engineering circular by the DG shipping dated 19th of August 2013. It reads the guidelines for maintenance and inspection of fire protection, detection and extinction equipment on board Indian ships. Please note this guideline is for the Indian ships because it is given by the DG shipping. So let's quickly discuss what are the points which DG shipping is saying us to follow for the fixed CO2 firefighting system. As we can see under the section 8, that is for the fixed gas firefighting system, it comes under the IMO circular MSC1 circular 1318. Again, I can read for that for you. The guidelines for the maintenance and the inspection of fixed carbon dioxide fire extinction system shall be additionally referred for the specific guidance. So let us quickly discuss what are the weekly, monthly and quarterly annual inspection and maintenance. First point says, under these maintenance, there shall be assurance that minimum for all the systems of fixed gas fire extinguishing system, including for the fixed CO2 system, there should be approved maintenance instructions that should be performed by the competent crew members. There should be competent crew members performing the maintenance and not to be done by the junior or the trainees. The second point says, the additional periodic inspections and maintenance under 1318 circular shall be undertaken by the persons specially trained and under authorized service agency of the CO2 systems only. Suppose you have unitar CO2 system, then the periodic inspections and maintenance should be done by those people under the unitar fixed CO2 systems. This is IMO MSC circular 1318 which we have talked just now. It is having the monthly inspection list that every 30 days a general visual inspection should be made. The first point is all stop valve should be in the closed position. All releasing controls are in proper position. All the discharge piping and pneumatic tubing should be intact and not damaged. All high pressure cylinders are in place and properly secured by the clamps. All the alarm devices are in place. Apart from that, the low pressure CO2 system has to be checked with the pressure gauge reading in the nominal range. The liquid level indicator should be in the proper level. The manual operating storage tank service valve should be in the open position. The valve vapor supply line should be in the open position. And the annual inspection includes the boundary of the protected space should be visually inspected to confirm that no modification has been made to the enclosure. Second point is, the visual inspection should be carried out for any kind of sign of damage, rust or loose mounting hardware. The cylinder should be checked and properly tested, any kind of corrosion or any kind of dent or bulging in the cylinder. The piping system should be visually inspected for damage and for any kind of loose supports or corrosion or the foundation loose. Fourth point is the manifold should be inspected and the tightening and the fitting should be checked. And lastly, the entrance doors to the protected space should be closed properly and they should be opened outwards, and they should have a warning sign which should indicate that space is protected by the CO2 system and the personnel should evacuate immediately if alarm sounds, and this should be properly mentioned in the clear operating instructions. The one question is here that the entrance doors should be opened outwards to the CO2 room and not inwards, so that the person can evacuate immediately if any kind of alarm has sounded. Next, the 2 yearly maintenance inspections. As the name suggests, the 2 yearly maintenance, it is going to be on a longer basis, and it says it should be performed intermediate, periodical or renewal survey in the cargo ships. We are not focusing on the passenger ships currently, but we are focusing that on the cargo ships, the 2 yearly should be conducted at intermediate survey periodical or renewal survey as per the SMS of the ship. The inspections and the maintenance include the very important, the content of the CO2. All the high pressure cylinders and the pilot cylinders should be done weighing, and we have to confirm that the charge available in each cylinder should be above 90% of the nominal charge. It should be more than 90% of the CO2 content. If any cylinder is having less than 90% of the nominal charge, then that should be refilled. Now, for the CO2 system, which are low pressure CO2 systems, the liquid level should be checked to verify that CO2 amount should be able to protect in the largest hazard available. Second point in the 2-yearly maintenance says the discharge piping and nozzles, which is very important for the high pressure cylinder apart from the casing, should be tested that they are not blocked. There should not be any kind of blockage in the piping or the nozzle, and the testing of those should be done by isolating the discharge piping and blowing the dry air or nitrogen from the test cylinder as per the manual, whatever the maker says. So we have to check the blockage of the discharge piping and nozzles also. Next, the 5-year maintenance. Again, the 5-yearly maintenance has to be conducted at the renewal survey in the cargo ships. In this maintenance, there is an additional maintenance taken care of the activating heads. The activating head should be removed from the cylinder walls and tested for the correct functioning by applying full working pressure through the pilot lines. So we have to apply the full working pressure through the pilot lines, and we have to activate, and we have to remove the activating heads. In case this is not possible, then the pilot line should be disconnected from the cylinder walls and they have to be blanked off. And we have to then test with the full working pressure from the release station, and we have to check for any kind of leakages there from the activating heads or not. And suppose in the older systems are there that we can see in the McGeorge book, the manual pull cables diagram is there in the McGeorge. Then if such type of system is there, then we have to operate the remote release control by the manually pulling method. We have to check the greasing of the pulleys are in good condition. We have to check that they are able to move freely. So these points are basically the maintenance and the 2-yearly, 5-yearly points which we are discussing currently. Next, all the cable components should be cleaned. The cable components has to be cleaned and properly tightened and stiffened. Suppose if the release control is performed by the pneumatic pressure, which we are having right now on ships, I don't think most of the ships are having the manual pull cable type system, but if the system is there in the cable type, then the components should be cleaned, and if the pneumatic pressure operated release control is there, then the tubing should be checked for any kind of leakage, and the necessary charge for remote releasing station pilot gas should be verified. And the time delay, which is very important component in the CO2 firefighting system, if it is fitted, mostly it is fitted, then it should prevent the discharge of the gas for the required time period. Next, after the completion of the work, the system should be returned to the service, and any kind of the pressure switches, they should be reset, and all the stop valves should be in the closed position. Now we will discuss what are the 10-yearly maintenance and inspections. Here, the high pressure cylinder should be subjected to periodical test not exceeding 10 years. There is a mention of hydrostatic test, which is internal inspection of the CO2 cylinder. If one or more cylinders fail, then a total of the 50% onboard cylinders should be tested. If further cylinders are failing, then all cylinders should be tested, and subsequently the fire hoses should be replaced at the intervals recommended by the manufacturer and not exceeding every 10 years. The next point says the hydrostatic testing for the fixed CO2 system should be carried out by a competent person, and it has not to be done by the crew people. It has only to be done by the competent person which is approved by the DG shipping or by a surveyor of the administration or the RO. And if in case it is not provided, then it should be done by the DG shipping. Subsequently, the test certificates which is related to the hydrostatic testing and other tests, they have to be endorsed by the concerned surveyor, and they should be kept on board for the inspection. In case of any inspection or vetting happens, then they should be produced before the surveyors. Now, the ships for the 10 years or older coming into the Indian flag will be required to carry this test as the next scheduled dry docking. All the flexible hoses should be replaced every 10 years, and they should not be kept fitted on the CO2 system. They should be replaced by the new and the fresh hoses, and all the discharge piping, they have to be tested to a pressure of maximum working pressure. So these are the additional points which are given by the DG shipping for the Indian ships. And apart from that, we have other maintenance also. We have to check the condition of the CO2 room. We have to check the foundation. We have to check the opening of the door. We have to check the positive closing of the door. We have to check all the bottles are properly tightened, and there is no any kind of leakage or any tampering on the hoses. So these are the points which we can find very easily in the textbooks, but this circular has to be noted by the Indian ships following the fixed CO2 system. Again, we have to mention that Engineering Circular 6 of 2013, and you can find this circular PDF on the description, which you can download, and you can have a quick review of fixed foam systems and other equipments also in this PDF. Currently, I have made the video only on the fixed CO2 system. You can have a look on the PDF also. This video is very much helpful, and it has cleared the doubts regarding the maintenance 2 yearly, 1 yearly, weekly, monthly and 10 yearly maintenance on the fixed CO2 system, which is very much asked by the surveyor in the class or orals. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.